Traveling this bending road is always an adventure, and I'm glad we can do it together. It's easier together because no matter where we go in life, two things are for certain. One, you will eventually come to a bend in your road, and two, God will always see you through. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and click the subscribe button so that you know when I upload my next video. In this way, we travel together and we encourage each other along the way. Hi, welcome to the Bending Road. I can hardly believe that it's December 22nd. We are right into that holiday weekend, and a lot of things are going to happen. You know, maybe you've already had your holiday with your family and you've celebrated and given out presents and eaten all the food and all of that is done. So maybe this weekend is going to kind of float by and you're not going to pay a lot of attention to it. Or maybe you're just ramping it up and you've got so much going, like maybe concerts and parties and so forth, that it will just speed right by and you won't even notice that Christmas Eve came and went, because it'll be just all about getting things done. Maybe you have different families and you're going to be going from family to family to family through Christmas Eve, and because we have Saturday, that's kind of helpful, isn't it? So you almost have an extra holiday day in there. So maybe Christmas Eve is just so jam-packed that you're going to have some of that holiday cheer on Saturday, and then you have family gatherings or whatever on Sunday, and then on Monday you have another group of family that you're going to get together with. I don't know what your holiday looks like the next 3 or 4 days. What does that look like? But I feel like sometimes we get into that mode and we are cooking and cleaning and packing and wrapping and moving furniture and partying and welcoming and writing thank you notes even and all of that, to the point that we miss the holiday. And come Tuesday morning, maybe you're going to get up and you're going to go to work. And you're going to think to yourself, it's over? It's done? What happened to it? Or maybe you're going to get up, maybe you're retired and you don't work, but you're going to get up on Tuesday morning and it's going to feel like something's missing. What did I miss? Maybe your health isn't good. Maybe if you're watching this and your health isn't good, and Christmas this year is just going to come and go in a fog. And you're going to wake up on Tuesday morning and go, wow, that just wasn't Christmas. Now, I don't know what makes Christmas for you. For me, it was always that candlelight service on Christmas Eve. Admittedly, since I became a pastor, that doesn't carry the same sense as it used to, because it's kind of work now. And although I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it and I love that celebration, somehow it's different. Maybe it's the carols, maybe it's the food, maybe it's the getting together with family. I don't know what makes it Christmas. But whatever that is that going to satisfy when you wake up on Tuesday morning? I mean, that's my ultimate question here, is what is Tuesday morning going to look like for you? Now, I hope for all of us that as we have begun to unwrap these gifts of Christmas, the hope and the peace and the joy and the love of God throughout the Advent season, that I want us to be different on Tuesday morning. I want us to be so full of love and joy and peace and hope that we can't miss the work of God in our lives. That the baby, Immanuel, God with us, The incarnation, the God in flesh of human beings is with us. And that it would govern everything we do, everything we say, everything we hope for, the peace in the midst of the storms of life, the joy in the midst of the chaos, the hope when things might feel hopeless, and the love when maybe we're feeling alone and unlovely. I hope that we are not the same human beings on Tuesday morning as we were last year on the 26th of December. I hope that we have leaned in a little bit closer to God. I hope we have journeyed along this bending road and learned a little bit more about ourselves, about God, about others, so that we are different, transformed. Somebody asked me recently when I said something like this, do you mean that we like backslide through the year and we need to kind of re-up ourselves in December at Christmas time? I don't know I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. But I hope each year, by little increment and little increment, little bit by little bit, we are transformed as we have come in contact with Immanuel, God with us. And that little bit by little bit, our hope, our peace, our joy, our love grows. And I can't help but think of the Grinch, right? As he's trying to save those presents because he knows they're going to go over the cliff. And his heart, by little bit and little bit and little bit, grows. Of course, you know, if this happened and we never backslid and we grew in great leaps and bounds every year, by the time we've done this for 50, 60, 70, 80 years, you'd think we'd be perfect by now. But maybe it's just that there's little baby steps all through life, and we grow closer and we're transformed little bit at a time. I think if God tried to transform our hearts and minds and beings all at once, we would be so overwhelmed, maybe by our own sin, or overwhelmed by the amount of transformation that needs to take place. I don't know. I think it might even be different for all of us. Maybe that one transformation and you've got it. Maybe we all need little tiny transformations. But my hope, my prayer is that we will all meet the incarnation, the baby, Immanuel, Yahweh in a cradle. And we would remember that he came in from his glory to this manger, this humble, probably broken, cold manger. And he lived a life where he experienced hunger and thirst and pain. I am certain he stubbed his toe occasionally. I'm certain that friends along the way said things that hurt his feelings. I'm sure that there were days when he felt lonely. He felt sad. He lost loved ones. We don't read the stories about, did he cry at the loss of his grandparents? Of his father? How did he feel when he left home and kissed his mama goodbye? Knowing where he was going, knowing what he was going to have to do. All of those feelings, all of those trials, all of those temptations that you experienced, he came here to experience, like you and like me. And I hope that does something in us, changes us just a little bit. gives us new perspective as we travel this bending road. Have a very, very Merry Christmas. From my husband Dave and I, we wish you the most wonderful Christmas. And not because of the presents, not because of the food, not because of even your family coming to visit, but simply because you stepped a little bit closer to God lying in a manger. I'll see you next week along the bending road. Thank you for watching, and thank you for working together along this journey. Connect with me on social media or on my website at bendingroad.weebly.com. Let me know how I can pray for you as you navigate the bend in your road. I pray that when you see the bend in your road, you will not be afraid, but will take the hand of God and keep walking. You are not alone.